I'd never have guessed tennis would help me discover so much. Like I was a total natural, and my brothers weren't. But the only thing better than a big trophy was making my parents proud. I was lucky to build lasting friendships and learn what it feels like when the hard work pays off. Finding myself in the game gave me the chance to help kids get their start. There's a place in tennis for everyone. It's a game that stays with you for life.
Today on College Tennis Weekly, we visit New York City to cover the USTA ITA National Indoor Intercollegiate Championships. During this show, you'll meet newly appointed ITA CEO Tim Russell.
We need to make sure that college tennis programs remain vibrant and relevant on their campuses and in their communities.
Martin Blackman, who has just been hired as the General Manager of USTA Player Development.
We're going to see more college players cracking the top 100. We're going to have more involvement with them while they're in college.
And many of the top coaches and players in the nation. For many years, the dual match in college tennis has been considered one of the best kept secrets in not only tennis, but collegiate sports as well. Describe the intensity of dual matches.
Oh, it's so intense. It's very nerve-wracking. Just going out there day in, day out and working your butt off and doing everything you can to win everyone's so driven and competitive and wanting to win, so you have to be at the top of your game.
Big dual matches, especially the spring season. That's a lot of fun, playing against other schools, and just a lot of energy in college tennis, different environment. At Forest State we get pretty good crowds out there, so we play night games on a Friday. It's really a lot of fun.
The spirit of it, kids pulling for their team, and you're fighting in a great way against another team. There's nothing quite like it. In our sport of tennis, maybe Davis Cup and Fed Cup, a little bit like that, but we get to have that three days a week.
It's the energy, it's the individual sport in a team format that is so unusual, and it's constant action. So you sit there, at least in our facility at Florida, you have 6 courts in front of you. So if you sit in the middle, you can see all 6 courts play at the same time. And so the big matches, you get the momentum going, and something's happened on court 3 over here, and then on court 4 on the other side, 1, 6, 5, and so there's always something going on.
The amount of intensity, enthusiasm, and energy displayed during matches has no equal in the sport of tennis when it comes to fan entertainment combined with a high level of tennis.
Our format now is something that appeals to people who maybe aren't even tennis fans. So we have fans come in who, this might be their first tennis match ever. They understand this sudden death point, right? That either LSU's going to win this point or Cal's going to win this point. And deuce and ad is something that's a challenge for a lot of people to understand outside of our sport. So that sudden death point really creates this tension, this excitement. And I'll tell you, as a coach, it creates a lot of tension because you really don't know what's going to happen next.
It's unlike anything else I've ever been a part of, any match, any junior match. Just with, when there's people cheering for you and cheering against you sometimes, and everyone's just getting pumped up and stuff. The energy is just much different from any other match that I've ever been a part of, and playing for a team instead of, in juniors, it's just usually for yourself.
So the crowd has an array of great tennis to choose from and get involved in some matches you're just naturally drawn to. You can see it's the way the points are being played, it's incredibly competitive. You're just drawn to the players and go and watch.
We were able to create an atmosphere just like Davis Cup, but on 6 courts, and that nobody can complain. It's been fun. Our players love it. Fans love it. We're getting more students to our matches, and it's just fun.
The USTA has demonstrated its continued support of college tennis by starting College Match Day, which has taken place on numerous campuses across the country.
people really get behind the sport, and a lot of people come out and watch the tennis. They're really enjoy watching, getting to know the kids, and they make a lot of noise, so it makes it tough for the opponents. But also, I think it kind of prepares these kids to be able to deal with some adversity, and it makes it fun. I mean, I wouldn't want to play in front of 5 or 6 people, and you know, the bigger the crowd, I think it's better. It's better for their development.
Every sport in the intercollegiate realm is looking to get the match a little bit shorter. So no ad scoring, what does it do? It shortens the matches, but also puts a lot of pressure on that 3-on point a lot more often. And that's fun, you know what? And that produces drama, okay? People, when a 3-on point comes out, say, wait, court 1, 3-on point. Let's watch that. That's that conflict. Win or lose, you get the point. So the team match is exciting. And if we get it to a place where people actually say, I'm going to watch it, I'm going to buy the ticket, and as we say, buy the t-shirt and really support this, I think you're going to see it grow.
Well, I think the big reason why college tennis is popular and can be even more popular is that you're playing for something bigger than yourself. So when I'm out there, I'm not just representing, you know, Kwiatkowski. I'm representing, you know, University of Virginia, my teammates, my coach. So I think that can really just motivate guys a little bit farther than they would if they were playing, say, you know, a future or a challenger when, you know, you're just out there by yourself.
I was a star tennis player back in high school until an accident took it all away. Everything unraveled for me. Years of drinking, weight gain, depression. Then my son got me back on the court. I had found my passion again. We even won the USTA League Nationals. They call me the Labrador because I chase down every ball. There's a place in tennis for everyone. It's a game that stays with you for life.
I'd never have guessed tennis would help me discover so much. Like I was a total natural, and my brothers weren't. But the only thing better than a big trophy was making my parents proud. I was lucky to build lasting friendships and learn what it feels like when the hard work pays off. Finding myself in the game gave me the chance to help kids get their start. There's a place in tennis for everyone. It's a game that stays with you for life.
College tennis is an extremely viable path to the Pro Tour. The level of competition in college tennis helps players hone their skills necessary to compete at the next level.
Well, actually the level is extremely high. It's really deep, a lot of good players from all over the world, and you know, it's just, it's a team sport in college, and it's not just about yourself. You know, you're playing for 5 other guys or however big your team is, and you know, it's a real great experience. I advise it to anyone trying to pursue, professional tennis or not. Go to college, really good route. I've had wonderful memories and some of the best years of my life. So.
In Jacksonville, there was never really a lot of really good competition for me to train with every day. And so coming to college, I'm on a team of 8, really high level girls, and it's just the competition we get every single day has helped me get better from it, and I feel like it's helping me even better than if I would have turned pro, just because I'm training around that high level quality every day.
The statistics are certainly in our favor right now. That you have average player on the tour being over 28 years old, 29. You have guys over 30 winning Grand Slams. You're not going to know how good you can be at 19, 20, 21, 22. You're going to peak as an athlete, as a professional athlete, around 27, 28. Well, let's do everything we can do, support you when you're struggling, which is at this age, and allow you to grow up so that when you are playing on the tour, you legitimately can look back and say, okay, I gave it my best chance. I played on the tour when I was playing my best.
College tennis also allows players to mature, develop, and grow both physically and mentally while being tutored by some of the best coaches in the world, with many having professional tennis experience.
In my own experience, I felt like I wasn't mature enough
when I was in high school, like just to go pro right away. I wasn't mature and my game had a lot of developing. So these 4 years of college have really developed my game and has helped me like mature as a person, as a tennis player. I've become like more organized with my life and definitely have seen a difference in myself and so have my parents.
One of the most important things obviously is confidence, and you want to breed winning. And I feel like a lot of these kids who decide to go pro a little too early really take on a pretty heavy burden. And there's a lot of pressure to win, and therefore they don't really have a relaxed feel on the court, and they start building up these losses. And when you get to kind of college, and if you're a dominant player, for instance, in a Cole Gibbs who comes in and who had pro aspirations from day one, she really started to build this winning resume and building her confidence. And eventually she obviously reached the pinnacle of college tennis by winning 2 singles titles. So when she headed out on the pro tour, not only did she have an education up to her junior year, but she also had a great confidence in herself and her ability to adjust, learn from the coaches on the court. I mean, all those things are just so important. So I think that was a big part of it.
Do you feel as though your experience in college will help propel you when you go on the pro circuit?
Yeah, definitely. We do just playing a lot of tennis and getting through 2 things at once. You learn a lot about not only tennis but about yourself. So I think that also will play a big part in moving forward. And if I go ahead and hopefully do well on the tour, I think that'll help on that side as well.
Without question, my fondest memories on a tennis court were winning national championships with my teammates. In a 25-plus year tennis career, junior, college, professional, my fondest memories on a tennis court were winning those NCAA titles with my teammates. Tennis is an individual sport, but when we get into college tennis for the first time, my brother, my teammates' successes are tied in with mine, are vested with mine. It's an incredible feeling. The excitement, the drama that you get in college tennis is unparalleled.
Another major advantage is access to some of the best tennis, weight room, training room, and conditioning facilities in the world. Travel and equipment is taken care of, which allows the student athletes to focus on improving their tennis game and succeed academically.
I really feel that college tennis is a springboard to players that want to go pro and they can develop. The resources are there from strength training to nutrition to sports medicine. It's really, really difficult to do it on your own.
We can help you grow emotionally and prepare for the rigors out on the tour if that's what you want to do as a player. We get to refine your game as you go along, and time gives you an opportunity to really see you at the next level. If you're starting to dominate national collegiate tournaments right away, and you're doing well on the futures and challengers that we can take you to, it just certainly gives you an opportunity then to make a better decision.
Martin Blackman was just recently appointed to the position of General Manager for USTA Player Development and brings a wealth of collegiate experience with him.
The first thing I did was try to really listen and learn to folks within our organization and without. And one of the priorities that I saw was college tennis. There are a lot of factors in today's game that really dictate that we need to increase our investment in college tennis and really make sure that our players and our coaches understand that as part of the pro pathway.
Martin had a very successful career at Stanford in the late 80s, helping lead the Cardinal to 2 national championships before deciding to turn pro.
My years at Stanford, I played on the junior circuit, did well, and my years at Stanford were probably the most important developmental years of my life. The thing that I think we forget sometimes is that college tennis is a unique part of the American landscape. There's no other country that has that. In our country, education's important, sports are important. College is kind of the perfect intersection of those 2 things. So when I was at Stanford, I had the privilege of playing for one of the best coaches, I think, in any sport, Dick Gould. We trained hard. We didn't have that much time to train, but we got better. And David Wheaton went on to become a great player. Jeff Tarango went on to do well. Alex O'Brien went on to do well. And then I left school after my sophomore year to join the tour. We've got to kind of remember that we haven't invested that much in college tennis, but yet the fruit is just so abundant. You know, when you look at the game on the men's side and the average age being 27.5, and on the women's side 24.5. So many of our top players have used college as part of the pathway, and we haven't made the biggest investment. So I see that as a huge opportunity, that if we invest more and we're a little bit more strategic, that we're going to see even more great players coming out of college.
I always stood out in school because of the way I looked. Because of the music I was into, I had really long hair and wore a leather jacket. I was different, so I got bullied. Getting picked on made me a very angry kid. Tennis was my escape. Without junior team tennis, I wouldn't be who I am right now. I've made friends, and no one cares how you look. So I've learned to stay who I am, a tennis player and a metalhead. There's a place in tennis for everyone. It's a game that stays with you for life.
I'd never have guessed tennis would help me discover so much. Like I was a total natural, and my brothers weren't. For the only thing better than a big trophy was making my parents proud. I was lucky to build lasting friendships and learn what it feels like when the hard work pays off. Finding myself in the game gave me the chance to help kids get their start. There's a place in tennis for everyone. It's a game that stays with you for life.
The ITA oversees activities involving over 15,000 varsity college student athletes and has nearly 1,700 men and women's coaches representing over 1,200 institutions across the country.
I love the partnerships, and I hope that it only gets better and bigger. And it's great for the ITA to have the support of the USTA, and it's great for the USTA to have the support of the ITA.
Tim Russell and staff, so impressed with the intelligence and the mental approach that they're taking to this. They're really opening up every kind of idea.
The USTA has shown its commitment to support college tennis by helping form the USTA-ITA College Team. The USTA-ITA College Team. Talk a little bit about what that is.
Sure. I think part of any successful strategy for a college sport is for the federation and the NCAA and the coaching association to have a really strong partnership. And that's what we really have with the NCAAs and with the ITA. So Stephen Amritraj, who heads up our collegiate coaching department, does a great job of identifying the best collegians and giving them a complete summer of coaching and professional events and training so that they kind of keep that dream alive, they keep their rankings up, so when they go back into college, they don't feel like they're losing ground.
My role is the national coach for collegiate tennis, and the USTA has supported a collegiate national team for the last, I think probably about 20 years. And the goal of the collegiate national team is to transition or help our best collegiate American players transition from college to the pros, mostly in the summer months when they're not in school. And what we do is we pick the best players who have excelled in college and put them with select coaches from college together in a team format where they go and play futures and challengers.
I think it's fantastic. I know, the players that we have that are in the top of, they were in the top of the junior rankings, and now they're at the top of the collegiate rankings. They love the fact that USTA is involved. It's an extra carrot, very motivating for them.
It's a great thing that after you get done with the school year, I get to play more pro tennis over the summer, and I'm not by myself. I'm on a on a team again, which is awesome, and I'm traveling not by myself, but with coaches that are there for us, and have a lot of interest in supporting college players.
To me, it's a great venue for to have another eyes and ears about these players and their development, and for them to be able to give some opportunities, wild cards, some coaching, some training grounds. I applaud what they're doing. I think it's a great avenue for players that want to be professionals.
College tennis has been a path that many players have taken en route to the pro circuit, but has also been used as a vehicle for many collegiate tennis players to propel them into life after tennis and find success in the business world and beyond.
College tennis is really the perfect balance between an individual sport and a team sport. So not only do you have to be internally motivated, but you have to be able to inspire and bring others along with you. When you look at all those characteristics that make someone successful over 4 years of college tennis, it's not surprising that they're the people that get promoted.
We're right around 2 out of 3 to 70% of Vanderbilt players have gone on to get graduate degrees, MDs, JDs, MBAs, PhDs. You look at the success of most college tennis players after what they do with their lives, it's remarkable.
Stanford's obviously a great academic school and a great opportunity for kids to go to. Talk a little bit about the success that your student athletes have had academically.
Well, I think we're very fortunate. I mean, obviously Stanford being a great athletic school, which is now becoming more known for as well, the academics are off the charts. We've got tons of award winners there, Pulitzer Prize winners. The kids have great opportunities to rub shoulders with some of the brightest people in the world.
We have alums in a lot of different areas around the world, and that's just exciting. Everywhere we go, we have people who've done exciting things, and that's true for so many of the sports. That's why the awards for our tennis alums that the USTA has, that the ITA has, very, very compelling to see what college tennis players go on to do in life. And they tend to be pretty influential and I don't want to say powerful, but in their fields, they tend to be at the very top.
The power of hard work and preparation. We would drill and drill and drill over and over again and work together individually and as a team to be more effective. And those are the kinds of skills and values of hard work and preparation that are invaluable in the workplace and in life.
Newly appointed CEO Tim Russell is very proud of the success of former collegiate tennis players and believes that collegiate tennis is a springboard to characteristics it takes to succeed in the real world. You seem to have a very interesting philosophy as far as student athletes and academics and making sure that kids are successful not only on the court but off as well. Talk a little bit about the ITA and your philosophy going forward with that.
Yeah, the ITA basically is here to serve college tennis, to serve all of college tennis, and in doing so to kind of return the leaders of tomorrow. College tennis really is kind of the connective tissue of American tennis. It's both the aspirational goal of junior players, but it's also one pathway to a pro career. And that pro career could actually be a tennis career, but more than not, it's probably a career in life. One of the things we're proud about is how many of our teams have high GPAs, high graduation rates, how many of our players go on to get advanced degrees, whether it's master's degrees, doctoral degrees, but also how many go on to be CEOs, CFOs, COOs. So what these kids learn in college translates to great success down the road.
So what are some of the goals that the ITA has in the near future?
So when you think about the ITA, the world of college tennis is at a critical crossroads. We have one of the greatest histories in all of sports. Tennis has clearly one of the greatest histories, but we are now living in a changing world. We're living in a world of college sports that's dominated by football and basketball and big conferences and money. And we're trying to figure out how to ensure the future of an Olympic sport like tennis. We're trying to do so by returning to its pure roots, but we're also trying to recognize that we live in a world that's dominated by marketing. So we're going to try to not only rebrand college tennis, but rebrand the ITA and to raise the profile to ensure that we have a long, long road ahead of us and that our history is great, but our future will be as well.
The USTA and ITA, by joining together, have formed a strong partnership with a very bright future. See you next time on College Tennis Weekly.
I was a star tennis player back in high school until an accident took it all away. Everything unraveled for me. Years of drinking, weight gain, depression. Then my son got me back on the court. I had found my passion again. We even won the USTA League Nationals. They call me the Labrador because I chase down every ball. There's a place in tennis for everyone. It's a game that stays with you for life.
I'd never have guessed tennis would help me discover so much. Like I was a total natural, and my brothers weren't. But the only thing better than a big trophy was making my parents proud. I was lucky to build lasting friendships and learn what it feels like when the hard work pays off. Finding myself in the game gave me the chance to help kids get their start. There's a place in tennis for everyone. It's a game that stays with you for life.
I always stood out in school because of the way I looked. Because of the music I was into, I had really long hair and wore a leather jacket. I was different, so I got bullied. Getting picked on made me a very angry kid. Tennis was my escape. Without junior team tennis, I wouldn't be who I am right now. I've made friends, and no one cares how you look. So I've learned to stay who I am, a tennis player and a metalhead. There's a place in tennis for everyone. It's a game that stays with you for life.